Hey everybody, my name's Brandon Scott, and welcome to the Fandom Pastor YouTube channel. If you were with me last time, welcome back. This is the channel where we talk about fandoms, those subjects that we are passionate about, that we love to talk about and obsess over, but we look at it from a Christian perspective. So this week, we will continue our discussion of Broadway musicals, and if you were again with us last week, maybe you guessed from my clue that this week we are talking about the musical Dear Evan Hansen. I actually got to see this production a couple years ago on Broadway. It was wonderful. Absolutely loved it. It was great, especially because this was one that my whole family got to see together, and it was just a wonderful, wonderful show. So, like last week with Les Mis, this story has a lot of great themes and different directions we can go in looking at it and how it impacts our lives, again, from a Christian perspective. And it's possible we may even come back to this again. Now, if you don't know the story, I'm going to give you kind of a brief little synopsis. This is the story of a high school student, Evan Hansen, and he is mistakenly seen as the secret best friend of Connor Murphy, another high school student who committed suicide. And this whole story kind of surrounds Connor's suicide and how everybody deals with it. Not only Evan, but Evan's mom, Connor's parents, and Zoe, who is Connor Murphy's sister and Evan Hansen's secret crush. It also kind of connects with the rest of the school and actually the rest of the world, kind of, in some of the different aspects. I love this little tagline I found about Dear Evan Hansen, and it says, "A letter that was never meant to be seen, a lie that was never meant to be told, a life he never dreamed he could have. Evan Hansen is about to get the one thing he's always wanted, a chance to finally fit in." And I think that that can be the story for a lot of teenagers, a lot of us, period. So it's really a powerful story. If you get a chance to see it, even if you don't go on Broadway, there's a lot of traveling troops. I want to kind of give my endorsement or kind of a suggestion. If you get a chance to see basically any production out there, whether it's on Broadway itself, whether it's off Broadway, whether it's a traveling troupe, even college or high school productions, go and see those, because theater is a beautiful thing. It's an amazing thing. It gives a lot of expression to those who are involved, and it's just really a neat way to experience it. Now, there is one character I kind of want to talk about right now, though. Evan's mom, Heidi, who's played by the amazing Rachel Day Jones in the original cast, is an overworked single mother. She tries really hard to kind of connect with Evan, but because she's working so many hours, and at this point she's struggling to even understand her son. And so part of the story does talk about their kind of odd relationship, this relationship that's kind of in turmoil, and it is pretty powerful. The song I do want to talk about is called "So Big, So Small," and I'm not ashamed to say that this song actually kind of made me tear up a little bit. It's just this beautiful story, and I just love it. But this song is wonderful. I'll link it below. But the kind of the part I want us to listen to is some of the lyrics right here. "Is there another truck coming to our driveway? A truck that will take mommy away. I will take your hand, squeeze it tightly, and say, 'There's not another truck in the driveway. Your mom isn't going anywhere. Your mom is staying right here. Your mom isn't going anywhere. Your mom is staying right here. No matter what, I'll be there.'" This is a song that Evan's mom is singing to him, to Evan, when Evan was younger, and talking about when his father left and everything. And it's again just this very emotional song. It's really amazing. But the thing is, with this song, that the mom, Heidi, is saying, I'm not going anywhere. I'm always going to be there. And this is like God. God is always going to be there. But unlike Evan's mom, Heidi, who sings, and I knew there would be moments that I'd miss. And I knew there would be space I couldn't fill. And I knew I'd come up short a billion different ways. God doesn't fail us. God is never going to miss time to be with us. The only way that God isn't maybe going to be there for something is because we have turned away from Him. It's not about Him going anywhere from us. It's from us going away from Him. And I think that's a really important thing, because so many think, well, God wasn't there for me. Well, yeah, He was. Maybe you left Him. Maybe you turned away from Him. Maybe God said, no, you need to go this way, and you denied Him and said, no, I'm going this way instead. And I think that's important for us to understand. God loves us completely and totally all the time. There's not a time that God isn't desiring to have this relationship with us, this connection. He doesn't judge our lives based on who we try to be. He judges our lives based on who we truly are, where our priorities are, where we are. He sees through fancy clothes and filtered statuses right into the very core of who we are, who we really, really are, down to the bare bones. I'll even reference another song. Casting Crowns did a song called Stained Glass Masquerade, and it's where they're talking about hiding behind the pretty, the stained glass. And God sees beyond that. God sees beyond all of that. He sees into the core, the very center of who we really are. And He loves us even despite our messy ways, how we kind of mess up things, and we do. We mess up over and over and over and over again. And He's always there. Always there. And the great thing is, there are, obviously, we know about, through history, we hear about all sorts of different gods and how they were there and whatnot. But Christianity is the only one that truly has a God that came down to be a part of us, to experience life just like we do. Jesus Christ is this perfect example of how God connects to us in our own lives, our messy lives. Romans 8:35 says, "Who shall separate us from the love of Christ? Shall trouble or hardship or persecution or famine or nakedness or danger or sword?" There's no way that we can be separated from God due to God's doing. The only way we can be separated from God is through our own doing. So if we strive to be a connection to Him, if we strive to follow His direction, to understand that He's always going to be there, He's never going to leave, then we can understand that everything that we go through, everything that we struggle with, God's there at all times. And at no time, again, will God ever separate Himself from us. He's always there in the big times and the small times. There's nothing that we do that God is not involved in. He's always going to be there. And I think that's, I say that over and over again through this, that He's always there, but He is. And we need to be reminded of that. He's always there with us. He's always there for us. We just need to remember that and to understand that His desire is always for our best. We may not always look at it that way. We may not always think of it that way, but it's true. God is always there for us in everything we do. So, join us, I guess, again in a couple weeks as we continue the Broadway study, like I did last time. I'll give you a clue to the next musical. So join me in a couple weeks as we hawk some papes. Thanks, and God bless.